I'm still off air. Oh, live.
What?
Hey!
Hey,
Whoa.
We're here.
this is like deja vu. It's so weird to have all these voices together.
What?
Wow.
Hey, man.
So we have all 20,000 listeners tuned in already?
We did it.
We
Yay.
did it.
Yay.
So let's get things out of the way. I haven't been around.
I got this all in my notes here.
I went out for a pack of smokes and then didn't come back.
I went back to prison. It's weird.
Spoiler prison.
Yes, I went to prison again.
And I may or may not have watched season 5.
Okay. Here we go. You're listening to RedemptionCast, the rap party. My name is Robin.
I'm Stephanie.
I'm Kimberly.
This is Gabby.
I'm Mario.
Wow.
Did he do it right?
Yeah.
It's been like 100 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's been 100 years in podcast years.
That's right.
Definitely.
No,
Welcome
we're fully
back.
assembled again for this
I
one
know.
last party.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this for a while.
Awesome.
Time management is very difficult,
Mhm.
but even though we were rushing back and trying to get some food in my youngin's belly and trying to get ready for this, it actually worked. And even though YouTube's interface for starting these Google Hangout streams has changed, I'm sure multiple times. Last time I did it, it actually it has not yet exploded.
Well, hopefully people are watching, or they can go back and watch.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
So far so good. I think we might have 4 viewers.
I've pointed the camera away from
Four more than I thought.
So,
You pointed the camera away from what?
away from the large pile of laundry. So,
Yeah. See, I keep my large pile of laundry outside my study door. Yeah.
So anyway, we're all here again. So we should definitely talk about where we've been. So let's start off with Gabby. Gabby, you left us.
I did.
At the end of season 2. What have you been up to? What's been going on?
How long ago was that? Because I don't remember.
I actually have the dates here.
Thank you.
Whoa, hello.
Let me just scroll in my notes.
Wait a
here.
second. Robin, you did research?
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. We finished season 2 in March of 2014.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So what have you been doing in the last 4 years?
Oh my God. Whoa. I've changed jobs several times. I'm still living in Maryland.
Okay.
I was on one podcast as a guest this entire time.
It was this one.
No. Well, besides
You've been
this
on
one, I
2
was
then.
literally on a
Yeah.
completely different one as a guest once, talking about actually I was invited on to talk about Buffy of all things.
Wow.
Yeah. It was something, all right.
Just gotta get a little bit more of that in the arm. So you love Buffy, right?
I do. It'll always hold a special place in my heart. But I still stand by. I will never watch it again. No, but honest to God, it has gone. These years have gone by in a blink of an eye. I can barely remember what I did 5 minutes ago, let alone what I did, 3 to 4 years ago. So it's been crazy. Nothing's changed. I didn't run away and get married and have several children or anything like that. Oh, Artie's deaf now.
Oh.
Artie was recently diagnosed. He's a little deaf 13-year-old Chihuahua now, who's prancing around the room.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's basically what I've been up to. A whole lot of I don't know what, and I wish I could be more interesting, but I'm not, and I never have been.
Come
I
on.
never will be.
People have been asking about you, and we're really happy that you're
I
back.
go to Vegas a lot. I go like 2 to 3 times.
Have you seen more?
I played the Buffy the Vampire Slayer slot machine a couple of times.
Hey, we're going next July. Next
Okay.
July we're going.
Oh,
No.
July in Vegas. What a wonderful idea, Steph.
Yeah, it's gonna be extremely hot.
I was
It's a dry heat.
I was in Vegas at the end of June this year. Holy hell. Was it hot?
Literally.
And then there was that day that my daughter fell down Red Rock Canyon.
Oh no.
We have it on video. She was doing like a selfie vlog thing and and then tumble. She didn't fall far. Red Rock Canyon is actually quite safe when you get out and look at the mystery and the wonders of things. But boy, it was funny rewatching that. And we went to a Penn and Teller show, and then we were invited up on stage. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Ooh, for what thing? For what thing?
Huh? Oh, for which trick?
Yes.
They actually had a parent-kid trick where they had a bunch of kids and Teller got a trick together, and then some parents were up on stage, and so I recorded that from the seats, and that was really fun. And then at the end there was a huge spotted elephant disappearing trick, which was pretty neat, and we were all kind of around that thing. It was fun. It was fantastic. What a wonderful show. And at the end they just kind of hang out and say hi, and we got some pictures. And
that's cool.
I did not gamble at all this trip to Vegas. The first time ever. We were accompanying my lovely almost wife for a work thing she was doing, and so it was me hanging out with the kids while she was working, and then when she was done working, I wanted to hang out with her. So you know, yeah, it's been quite an interesting summer. I'm sorry, I kind of cut into your story, Gabby. So what else have you been doing?
You mentioned Vegas. I have to bring this up. In April, I was in Vegas, and I may have met Wayne Newton. Thank you very much.
Whoa.
You may have? Like, you don't remember?
No. Okay, well, I had a few cocktails during the show, but no, we got tickets to his show. Not ironically, I genuinely love the guy, and sat on the aisle. And on the way back, he walked by, shook our hands, thanked us for coming to the show.
Oh,
that's awesome.
And we thanked him for bringing us the wonderment that is Wayne Newton.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome that he's still working.
How did you thank him?
How did I? I shook his hand and thanked him with my words.
I don't know why your mind went there. I was wondering if you said Donka Chain to him.
Yeah. My mind went to where my mind went to where Robin's mind went. But you know.
So, Gabby, have you been spoiled on anything of Angel since you left?
I have no idea what the hell happened whatsoever. I mean, as we know, I was so prepared the one time I guessed and didn't watch the damn thing.
Well, I think we had to have you on because it was Vincent Kartheiser coming on. So I was like dying to get you on for that.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
And so inquiring minds want to know, will you ever catch up and watch the whole thing?
No.
I figured it's okay because I'm probably going to spoil some of it tonight. So
no, please do. I'd love to know how it ends. I just don't want to be involved.
Yeah, it's okay. I still don't know what happens half the time.
Folks, expect a lot of "oh yeah" going on tonight.
Yeah, it's not my turn yet. Go ahead.
No. I was going to ask you next. Like, what have you been up to? What you were talking about Vegas.
Cannabis is legal here now.
Yeah.
And we
tonight,
actually have some wonderful stores here now.
We don't.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay.
But it sucks to be where you are right now, considering Ford Nation. So you can just walk into the store and you can look at all the varieties, and you can select from drops or sprays that are both edible. and some dried leaves, or some pre-rolled marijuana cigarettes. And there are many different percentages of THC and CBD, which are quite amazing. And you can there's no one around the corner waiting to like bust you, and it was a pretty interesting experience going into that store. I must say that as a person who has at times consumed cannabis, the idea of it not being something you had to do through a friend of a friend, or God forbid, know a dealer yourself, the fact that you can literally just go to the store and buy something and go home is bonkers. It's bonkers.
Well, let me tell
It's
you what's
bonkers.
going on here in the South.
What?
Oh,
The
boy.
police are closing down stores that are selling CBD oil.
Yeah.
Because people might get
I'm sorry. Steph, CBD what?
Oil.
Oil.
Oh, okay.
Or all.
That's how
Oil.
ignorant these people are.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, when was the last time I was on the show? It was the season finale of season 4.
Season 4.
Yeah, and then we kept delaying until I could have time. When was our last recording together?
It was mid December 2017.
Okay, yeah. And so one of the things about my job that I didn't expect was it's not like it takes up more time in the day, but it certainly took up a lot more time in my ability to multitask and my ability to kind of manage, kind of run-of-the-mill everyday stuff. So, like breakfasts, lunches, whose turn is it for a shower or bath, and whose laundry needs to get done. And not that I ever did the kids' laundry. That was always either Christine or the kids themselves. But all of that stuff, as the kids got older, I thought would get easier, but in fact, it just became a little bit more difficult. And I kept hoping that I'd have the ability to just kind of hop back into either RedemptionCast or the Last Word podcast with Chris and Illyrio. But
Still subscribed.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
But it's just something that wasn't happening. And then, I decided to step away officially at the beginning of June, when I actually went through what would be the best word for it? I went through a major setback in my mental health, whereby my anxiety, which I had in the last few years discovered that I suffer from post-traumatic stress, anxiety, and depression, and had been undergoing some cognitive behavioral therapy to deal with. At the end of May, beginning of June, I basically had a crisis and found myself with suicidal thoughts. It was very surprising, and it was very difficult. And then I realized I really kind of had to take a step back from a whole bunch of stuff, and rather than leave people hanging and kind of, I was also feeling very, very much just like wanting to let go of a whole bunch of different sources of self-disappointment. So when I said, okay, guys, like, I have to like take a step back, it was just part of lightening my load. And I lightened my load in a whole bunch of other ways. I'm doing much better now. I'm unfortunately trying to grow a beard. I don't know if it's working. I have a son in secondary school. I have a daughter in grade 4. I have 4 Amazon Echoes in the house. And over the last 3 weeks, I've replaced almost every light switch in the house now, and it's quite ridiculous and wonderful at the same time. But the wonderful thing about recovery is that it is not a straight line. And if anyone thinks that once you start feeling better, you're always going to feel better and you'll never have a setback and you'll never have a difficult moment again, that's not the way it works. That's why your support network should always be maintained through the good times and the bad times. So I'm really happy to be here. I was hoping to catch up
Yeah.
in record time. But when a couple weeks ago, when I went onto my Netflix machine, Canadian Netflix doesn't have Angel on it anymore.
Illyrio, can I
Wha-
tell you, we were about
what?
to record season 5.
Yes.
And I'm all getting ready to turn on Netflix. And I was like, and this was like hours before we were supposed to record the podcast. And then I remembered that I had borrowed the series from my sister. So I
good.
had it. But I was like, oh, hell no. But
yeah. I was going to do some catching up and guest a little bit or what have you. And the fact that it wasn't available on Netflix, I mean, this is a very specific view I'm allowing of my study.
Yeah.
Right over here. No, I haven't really been in this room a lot in the last few months, but it's really good to be back here with you guys. It's been wonderful. You know, this is a huge part of the
past
last
decade.
decade.
God.
You know, I mean, you know, we started in June 2010.
Yeah.
And
Holy crap.
yeah, I know, right?
Oh my God. Wow. So
Yeah.
much stuff has changed since then. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
You guys are booking along because I have Angel starting in September of 2011. So you guys went pretty quickly through the first couple.
You know.
At least. It's at the end of season 3 is when Angel starts. So you guys went through like 3 seasons in a year. So you were on a pretty damn good schedule for a while. And then
Yeah, we were. And then, you know,
And then
life gets in the way and kids end up having their own personalities.
Yep.
The worst.
So first off, I just wanted to say thanks for sharing all that with. I mean, we all love you. And
it's all good.
everybody
Oh,
listening
thank you.
loves
I appreciate it. I love
Yeah,
you guys too.
we're so glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Are you more importantly though, are you ever going to watch any more Angel at all?
I think eventually I will because
More
I am interested.
importantly.
I mean, the fact that the show's over, just from a point of view of logic, I don't care if I'm spoiled or not, right?
Okay, I'm
Because
glad.
I was just going spoiler free to maintain kind of the legitimacy of being a potential. Kim.
What? I only did it once.
Okay. And
Only one time.
and so you know, like on my end, it is something I want to go back and watch because I really did enjoy Angel quite a bit.
I really think you'll like this last season for sure. And you know, we'll get to talking about season 5 a little bit towards the end of the podcast. And I'm thinking you're gonna get a little excited about some of the stuff you hear. And probably, you know, seasons have ups and downs. But we're pretty happy with this last season. So
Awesome.
Yeah, especially well, let's get it out of the way. So you're okay with being spoiled, right?
Yeah, totally.
So Fred dies.
Aww.
Oh.
Which
And-
episode?
Sort of.
But
An
Amy
episode
Acker
called-
doesn't leave the show.
An episode called "Hole in the World." I just wanted to mention this one thing. We'll get to the whole like season later, but like
Yeah,
So
you
her-
met Fred, right?
Yes, and I thought she was annoying.
Okay.
she met her like when she was in a cave.
Yeah.
So Fred's entire body gets hollowed out, and she gets taken over by a like an old god, and her name is Illyria, which I was dying for years to get to this point where we can just make Illyria mix-ups constantly. Which, you know, if you ever do finish this, I mean, I'm sure you will. When you do watch season 5, go back and listen to some of the podcasts because
I will. But I have them all down.
Cool.
Oh man. Oh, that would.
Oh.
It was kind of like the same thing where I was waiting for us to get to Connor so Gabby can meet Vincent Kartheiser again. So it's kind of like the same thing. And then Gabby jumped ship, and I'm like, God dang it. So, all right. So this brings us to Kim. Kim has watched and reviewed 254 episodes of the Buffyverse.
Ooh.
Come on now.
Hey,
The final
Kim,
Wow.
when's the Firefly podcast starting, Kim?
What's a firefly?
You know, we were talking about things continuing, but you know, Kim's got. I don't know if you want to talk for yourself, Kim. like you've got stuff going on, so you know.
Life,
Life, yeah.
Life happens.
But you were being kind of reflective at the end of our finale about being a part of this for so long. So I don't know if you want to mention anything else about.
What did I say? I don't even remember.
Should I edit it in?
I don't even remember.
Anyway,
what did I say? Was I talking about? I think I mentioned how I really enjoyed both series much more than I thought I would, but I really enjoyed Angel much more than Buffy. I think it was partially because of I'm watching it in today's time, right?
Yeah, right.
If I was watching it back in the day, I think I may have been more of a Buffy fan because that was right in my wheelhouse. If I had watched it as it aired. What else did I talk about? I don't even remember.
If it comes to your mind, it comes to mind, we can mention it later. We did talk a lot about wrapping things up at the end of last episode, so we don't have to we do have a request from Matt A, who wants Steph, who is the mother of IntroCast, lest we all forget, to recall how she brought Gak together.
I do not remember. Let's see if we can. Now I remember when we went in 2010.
Yeah,
that's the year when we went to San Diego Comic-Con. I remember talking to Illyrio about it, and because I believe I took the DVDs with me on the plane to watch. We were going to record as soon as we got back, but I don't. That's all I remember.
I kind of remember something. I remember something Twitter.
Yeah.
Which incidentally, I quit that. I got off Twitter a little while back because I wasn't even using it, and I'm trying to get off social media.
How will I know where the bras are?
Oh my God, I started doing that forever ago. But I feel like social media can be toxic, so I'm trying to get some toxicity out of my life. I remember something Twitter. Hey, looking for some friends that would like to watch Buffy. This is kind of the deal. And I remember I had literally nothing going on and a whole lot of free time, and I was very miserable in my former marriage. And I'm like, sure, why the hell not watch a TV show and bullshit with friends? Mm-hmm. And that's how I know I got involved.
And then I was like, oh, please include me.
Pick me.
Yeah. And I think that was after Steph, Kim, and I had first gotten together and talked about So You Think You Can Dance?
Yes.
Which I think was an episode of Podcast in 2010. And so we had chatted about
I'm sure it was well before that.
Anyway, so it was basically oh my God, this is gonna be so cool, podcast time. And then and then we got started, and there were technical bumps, and I think at the time I was also doing a lot of traveling for work, and so there were many late night hotel room editing sessions, and one awful day of the recording because I was using the iPhone mic on the headphones, and it was rubbing up against facial hair. It was the most awful clickety clack background noise you could ever imagine. And it's
I should mention right here, since I didn't mention it last week, if you want to hear some of that clickety clack, it's all available now, guys. If you want to go back and listen to the early episodes of Potential Cast, it's on the feed. I created a WordPress site. It's actually potentialcastpod.wordpress.com. Unfortunately, there's something about the feed in WordPress being limited to around 150 episodes. So I had to cut the commentaries and some of the specials from the feed, but they're all accessible through the website and streamable. Okay. They're all set up to listen to.
That's great. Thank you, Robin, for doing that. That's great.
If people want to listen to Buffy or watching Buffy for the first time and want to, listen to a podcast along with them,
This makes Dark Willow very happy.
Should she be white-haired?
No. The only white-haired one I have here is Leland Palmer. Let me go get him.
Oh gosh, he's a creepy one. Anyway, anybody listening after should have probably went to our live show. I'm just saying.
He even has the white gloves on.
Oh,
yeah.
neat.
Yeah, he's like he's getting ready to murder Maddie.
That's amazing how,
Yeah.
like, from the hairline, you can tell
Yeah,
that that's Ray Wise.
yeah.
Spoilers for Twin Peaks. So I will mention my part in this story. Basically, I was the annoying friend who was in the background telling Steph, like, hey, Steph, what? You can get me on the podcast sometime soon. Like, I'd been on. I did several episodes of Confessions of an Internet Addict, which was Steph's show way back in the day.
That's
Oh my God.
That's when we talked about So You Think You Can Dance.
Right.
Confessions of an Internet Addict episode.
And we went through like every season of Buffy and Angel, I think, and talked about them in like full, like spent like, doing 2-hour sessions just talking about them, because I think you were watching them for the first time, right?
Yes.
So I've always said, and kind of humble bragged, not really humble, that at first you were my potential. On your own podcast.
Hey now.
And then you went off and made more potentials. So you guys now have to go off and make potentials of your own. I don't know, maybe not.
I had a vasectomy last year. I had no more potentials for me. Sorry.
I don't know if I'm up for the responsibility myself. I don't know.
Anyway, as it pertains to this podcast, though, once you guys started getting into season 3, like end of season 2, into season 3, I knew like there came to a time when watching Buffy live that this little series named Angel started up, and who actually is a vampire, by the way.
No.
And so, and I think I visited Montreal around the same time and was like, "Hey, Lirio, let's make a commitment here. Let's talk about, please, let's do this." And he's like, "All right, maybe just we'll think about it." But somehow, I've up to that point, I've always been the angel on your shoulders.
Oh my God.
And so, I'm
There's
glad
no
that-
room
never
for
have to do
angels
that
on
again.
these shoulders.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
So anyway,
This is even creepier. I can make his head go all the way back.
Oh God. No,
Yeah.
stop. Make it. Stop it.
Sorry.
we started Redemption Cast, and it was a blast. And why don't I start like going through each season and talk about some of the highlights from the show and from the podcast?
Yep.
Show.
All
All right. So season 1, we started in September of 2011, and we watched it with Buffy. And so we were doing Potential Cast and Redemption Cast, like sometimes one ran after the other, right? And we were watching one episode at a time. And that lasted, the season 1 took us from September 2011 to October of 2012. So not our longest stretch, I must say. But
that was also the season that we were doing them in between Buffy eps.
Right, exactly. You did like a Potential Cast, and then I'd be waiting for you guys to call me so we could talk about Angel. So those would be long nights.
Yes.
So some notes from season 1. I just wanted to tell you, just to remind you, Angel moves from Sunnydale to Los Angeles because Buffy is like flour and sugar and chocolate chips, but not like in the mixing bowl yet. So Angel meets Doyle, a half demon who has visions. He discovers Cordy's in LA, and they decided to start a detective agency to help the helpless. It's at first case by case, but Joss soon realizes that the show should be like an ongoing interpersonal relationship show rather than a procedural. Hero, Doyle sacrifices his life and passes his painful visions on to Cordy. And I just want to mention that Tim Minear guested with us.
He did.
Talk
Friend of the
about
pod.
Hero.
Highlight of my life.
And then they stuck around and did a spoiler-filled Q&A episode with me and Steph that I guess you guys can listen to anytime you want. It's on the food. The rest of the season, soon enough, the rogue demon hunter and ex-watcher Wesley and street tough Charles Gunn joined the team as well. Wesley discovers the Shanshu prophecy from a scroll that was at Wolfram and Hart. We meet Lila and Lindsay, who are charge of special projects, which is basically Angel. And then, unbeknownst to Angel, it's revealed at the end that they brought back a monster, and that monster turns out to be Angel's sire and ex-lover, Darla.
Darla.
So that was season 1.
That was season 1?
That's what happened in season 1.
That was a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. There's even more stuff. So I've been doing ratings for this long. So here's how it all rates. Okay. So as a podcast, we ended up with an average for this season 7.2. The top episodes for us were In the Dark, which was a 9.5. That was when Spike and Oz guest, and there was a crossover with Buffy. Number 2 is the season finale to Shinshu in LA, which was a 9.4. And then the top episode number 3 was Eternity, where an actress wants to be a vampire, and she spikes Angel's drink and brings out some Angelus. Which, most hated, number 1 most hated with a 1.6. I Fall to Pieces. Just Stalker can detach his body parts.
Ah.
Number 2, She, with a 3.4. Biling, enough said.
Yeah.
No.
And number 3, Sense and Sensitivity, 5.8, which is when the cops get sensitivity training, and there's mobsters, and there's a spell cast on them, and Angel is super sensitive. Okay, so I have like your scores broken out between yous. Okay, so Gabby gave season 1 of 5.9. There were no perfect 10s for Gabby that season.
No.
Or ever.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a 5-way tie for number 9 that she gave a 9 to, which was In the Dark. I Will Remember You, which is the one where Buffy guesses Angel becomes human, then turns time back to become a vampire again, and Buffy doesn't remember. Eternity with the actress. Warzone, where Angel gets caught up in a gang war, and we meet Gunn, and Gunn's sister is turned into a vampire, and he has to kill her. So yeah, that was like one of your favorite ones.
Wow.
I would like to go back and hear what and the season finale. The lowest rating you gave was a 1, and you gave a 1 to 3 episodes. Lonely Hearts, where Kate is introduced. Remember Kate?
Yes.
The cop? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The demon stalking single bars. That was that episode. I Fall to Pieces with the other one. And the other one was Room with a View, which I remember really liking, but I guess maybe you didn't. This is the one where Cordy gets a new apartment, and we meet Phantom Dennis, who is a kid that's trapped in the walls.
Oh, yeah, Dennis.
What do you mean, kid? Whoa. How old is Dennis?
Wasn't he like a teenager?
No, hold on a second. Cordy is allowing a teenage ghost to loofah her.
Do ghosts age?
That's all shades of wrong, man.
He might be like in his 40s or 50s by the time.
You remember Connor, right?
Okay,
I'm sorry, who?
Illyrio gave the season 7.4. He had 2 perfect 10s. One was the season finale, and the other was Blind Date, which was all about the blind female assassin. Lindsay helps Angel bust into Wolfram and Hart to save some kids. They get the Shanshu prophecy. So I don't know. You must have really liked that one. Mm-hmm. Your lowest rating was a 0, and you gave that to I Fall to Pieces. Kim, your rating for the season was 7.2. Your perfect one was I Will Remember You, and your lowest rating was a 2, and that was for She. Mm-hmm. Kim, you gave season 1 7.8, and it was a 4-way tie between In the Dark, Hero, Eternity, and Blind Date as like perfect 10s, and your lowest rating was a 3, which was for I Fall to Pieces. And then me, I had my favorites for the season. I gave it a 7.6, or rather my average was a 7.6. And I like In the Dark.
How's that possible when you always give every episode a 10?
I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure I hated She as well. Actually, my lowest rating was was 2 points, and that was for I Fell to Pieces. But I gave 10s to In the Dark, Hero, and some episode called 5 by 5. I'm not sure.
Barf. Barfarino.
All right. So I'm trying to move these along because I do have trivia questions for each season for you guys, and you guys can work together as a team to see if you can remember any of this stuff. I've tried to keep them pretty easy. Okay. Anyway. So number one. So basically, I have 5 questions and 5 quotes. So 5 questions, and then 5. I say a quote, and then you guys tell me who it is. Okay. Yeah. So number one. What does Spike follow Oz to L.A. to steal from Angel? Do you remember what he wanted to steal from him?
Where do you want to steal, guys? Was it an amulet?
Do we have multiple choice, or
No.
do we have
No way, man.
Oh my god.
I'm just going to give you a point for every one that you get right. We'll see what your score is at the end of the podcast.
We have to do more than what Fall to Pieces averaged, guys. Was it an amulet of some sort?
Steph,
was it
you can help, by the way.
Orb of Thessala?
I can.
No.
No, you can't help. We
Yeah,
don't need no mama.
All right. How
I
about,
can't-
how about
I couldn't
Steph
help
can
it.
be your lifeline?
I'm
Doesn't
gonna have
know
to
either.
Google this.
No Googling. I could just move on. It's okay. I could just give you the answer.
Yeah, let's move on, shall we?
Save us a bunch of time, Robin.
Yeah. It was a ring that renders vampires invincible. He's able to walk around in the day.
Okay.
It was called the Gem of Amara, but I wasn't assuming you were going to remember that. Okay, number 2. Who is Herb Saunders?
Oh, Herb Sanders is
Is it
Angel's.
newscaster?
No, he's Angel's persona when he's undercover. He wears Hawaiian shirts and a stupid hat.
Hey, a point on the board. This marker doesn't work.
Wow.
What? Did you forget about Herb Saunders?
Who?
He has a white hat and a Hawaiian t-shirt or Hawaiian shirt. Okay, number 3. When Angel kicks in the 2 doors in the opening credits, who is he actually there to save?
Anne?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Any other guesses?
Cordelia?
No.
No.
No, he's there to save that mobster's daughter who was.
Nah.
Kidnapped
Any sort of like questions. This is usually like main characters. I don't want to. I want to make you remember like one person who was in one.
So
episode.
tell us, who was it?
It was Doyle. It was his bachelor party. Remember, they were going to take his head.
Nope.
Oh, they're gonna take his head.
Season 1, so long ago. When Angel was forced
No,
to.
Anne was season 2.
Yeah.
Get your
You're
shit
supposed to
together.
get head during your bachelor party, not have it
Heyo.
taken off.
Yeah, remember the Demon Bros like all threw Angel out a window, and he was so pissed off he kicks in both the doors and comes back in. Okay, maybe I'll remember. Number 4, when Angel is forced to fight in a demonic fight club in the episode The Ring, what character is introduced? So there's somebody who is kind of watching him fight in the fight club, and we see for the first time.
Lindsay.
Incorrect.
No. It's a demon of some sort, isn't it?
Incorrect.
No?
No. You want to call in your lifeline?
Steph doesn't know either.
Lila.
Lila is right.
Oh, darn. It was one of the others.
You're
Square.
close. You're close.
This one's a 50-50 question. Which hand does Lindsay lose when Angel severs it with an axe?
His right
Left.
hand.
Left.
It's his guitar playing hand.
I'll give it to Illyrio. It is his right hand.
Yeah. Guys, every time I play guitar, I use both hands.
Heyo. Is that a heyo? I don't even know. Okay, these are quotes. Okay. You see, I was once a badass vampire, but love and a pesky curse defanged me. And now I'm just a big fluffy puppy with bad teeth. Who said that?
Can you repeat that, please?
You see, I was once a badass vampire, but love and a pesky curse defanged me. And now I'm just a big fluffy puppy with bad teeth.
Well, I think we have a choice of like 3 people.
It's gotta be Angel. It has to be Angel.
Like, it can't be Spike.
No.
No.
Okay.
Angel.
Angel? Incorrect. It's Spike.
I was going to say, it sounds like something Spike would
There's
say.
Spike on the rooftop mocking Angel as he's
Oh,
rescuing somebody.
come on.
Oh, I was taking it literally.
All right, next one. Hopefully it'll be a little easier. I finally get invited to a nice place with no mirrors and lots of curtains. Hey, you're a vampire.
I don't know.
This was all in season 1?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Doyle.
No. Was that your final answer? Want me to just continue on? I'm not sure if I should wait for the right answer.
I have nothing.
The answer is Cordy. It's Cordy.
Oh.
She realizes there's no mirrors. There's lots of curtains around her. She's like, oh, hey, you're a vampire.
Yeah, a lot happens when you have 22 episodes a season.
Next quote is, it's these pants. They tend to chafe one's legs.
Wesley.
Yes.
Talking about leather pans.
Yep.
Because
Because he's a rogue vampire.
Number 9. I'm evil. I'm bad. I'm evil. Do you hear me? I'm bad. Angel, I'm bad. I'm bad. Do you hear me? I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm bad.
Michael Jackson.
If you say, Angel, do you hear me? If this person says, Angel, do you hear me? Don't remember?
I'm gonna guess Darla.
Nope.
No.
No, Darla hasn't talked to Angel in season 1. Maybe in a flashback, but the answer is...
Oh, wait. No, she's not on the... Okay, no, go.
The answer is Faith.
Ah.
She's crying in the rain.
Oh.
Last quote for season 1. Just interrupt me with the answer if you know it. Did you just step on my foot? Was that my foot you just stepped on? Are you assaulting me up in this haven of justice?
Oh, God.
Somebody get me
God.
seriously violated.
No, we are going to
Okay.
pass this question just
Get
on
it.
principle.
Y'all
That was-
cater to the demon, cater to the dead man. What
That's-
about the black man?
Oh,
Sorry, this is very racist. We should not be doing this.
I'll give you the point just for listening to that terrible. 5 points. Hey, you got 5 out of 10. Here we go. Season 2. Season 2, we covered from November 2012 to March 2014. Okay, the detective agency is destroyed. The gang move into Hyperion Hotel. Lindsay wants Darla to bring down Angel, but Darla is human and dying. Angel won't turn her, so Lindsay brings in Drusilla, and Angel begins his beige arc. He fires the team, ends up sleeping with Darla, and much to Kim's discontent, this does not bring back Angelus, but signals rock bottom, and he reunites with his group. He banishes Darla, and Lindsay leaves town too. Joining the show is Lauren, a demon karaoke bar owner.
Yay.
After Cordelia is accidentally transported to Lauren's home dimension of Pylea, the entire gang follows the ghost to rescue her and discovers she's now a princess. They become embroiled in overthrowing the shadow government and freeing the slaves. They also meet Winifred Burkle, a young former physics student who's been trapped in a dimension for 5 years. Cordelia, realizing she needs to use her visions for good on Earth, abdicates her throne, and they all return to LA. But waiting in the hotel is Willow, who sadly tells Angel that Buffy has died. And also that season, I just want to mention Tim Minear joined us 2 more times. One for the 50s episode, Are You Now or Have You Ever Been? One of the best. And also Reunion, which I believe is when Darla comes back.
I think so.
Yeah. We gave that season, on an average, all of us together, the season got an 8.2. The top episodes, we actually all gave an episode a 10, and that was The Trial, which is Angel goes through trials for Darla to save her from dying, but then at the end, surprise, Drew shows up and bites her neck and sires her while we're like, no! Or most of us are like, yay! The second highest rated episode of that season is the 9.8. That was Over the Rainbow, and that's when the Pylea arc starts and Numfar does his dance of joy. And then the number 3 is another 9.8. It's a crossover with Buffy. It's the episode Darla, Tim Minear episode. Tons of flashbacks to Angelus. I can't imagine why. Most hated, number 1 with a 2.2. The Thin Dead Line with Zombie Cops.
Ugh.
No.
The Shroud of Ramon is the number 2 with 5.4. Angel and Gunn go undercover to stop the heist of a mystical shroud, but then end up being put under its spell. And then number 3, 5.5, is Blood Money. Anne shows back up. Angel and team are split up. Angel's acting like a douche. They both like separately save a teen center. It happens. Okay.
Oh yeah, that awful teen center episode.
Spoilers, the teen center comes back in the finale. Just for one short scene.
Well, for half a second, thank God.
Yeah. Okay, so Gabby gave this season, her average was 7.4.
Ooh,
You actually
I was
had
feeling
3.
generous.
Yeah. You had 3 10s. You gave a 10 to Darla, The Trial, and Over the Rainbow. Your lowest rating was a 1, which was The Shroud of Ramon. I also wrote down debatable ratings, which are You Now or Have You Ever Been, which is Angel in the 50s. You gave that a ooh. And and the episode First Impressions, which is the one where Angel is having sexy Darla dreams, you gave that a ha-cha-cha-cha.
Those ratings really fuck with the parabolas, you know.
So if you're wondering why Are You Now or Have You Ever Been isn't in our top 3 of the season, it's probably because you can't average in ooh.
Cha-cha-cha.
Illyrio gave the season a 7.9. His perfect 10s were Are You Now, The Trial, Reunion. Reunion actually is the one where Darla's already turned. Her and Drusilla are on a rampage, and then at the end they have a little appointment with lawyers, which Angel then shuts the door on and somehow doesn't seem to care.
Oh yeah, I remember killing all those lawyers.
So,
we're almost there, guys. Time to sharpen your guillotines, people.
And Over the Rainbow, you gave a perfect 10 to as well.
Mm-hmm.
Your lowest rating was a 1. That was Thin Dead Line. Kim, your average was 7.8 for the season. Perfect 10s were Darla and The Trial, and lowest rating was a 3, The Thin Dead Line. We really agreed on a lot of these episodes, except for me and Steph, who just love everything. Let's see. Steph gave Steph's average was an 8.2 for the season. Perfect 10 was Are You Now, Darla, The Trial, Reunion, Epiphany, where Angel post-coitus is re-energized to win the team back over, and Over the Rainbow. Lowest rating was a 3, which was The Thin Dead Line. I gave my average was 8.5. I loved Are You Now, Darla, The Trial, Reunion, Redefinition, which is where Angel burns Darla and Drew. Reprise, where Angel sleeps with Darla and then takes an elevator ride. Over the rain, the whole Pylea arc, I gave 10s to all those. So yeah, my half the season got 10s. I love that season. My lowest rating, of course, was The Thin Dead Line with a 1. All right, so trivia for this one. All right. Number 1. What song is revealed to be a personal favorite of Angel's?
It's super lame, right?
I know.
Hold on.
Do you guys want to call in Steph? I don't know.
No, hold on. Jenny boy?
It's Barry Manilow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mandy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You came and you found me a turkey.
Number 2, what dead Wolferman Hart lawyer rides the elevator with Angel in the episode Reprise? He gives this whole speech about how basically Earth is hell.
Bernard.
That's what I was thinking.
Close enough. It's Holland Manners. But yes, played by the same actor plays Bernard. Number 3, what is Lauren's real name?
Lauren.
Nope.
No.
Lauren Green.
That's his shortened name is Lauren.
Pass.
Pass. Anybody else pass?
Yeah.
Yeah. Steph, do you know?
I can't say it, but no, I don't know. It's from the Death. Go ahead. You say it.
Krevlorn Swath of the Deathwalk clan.
Death.
I don't know. I figured somebody would remember it. What song do Wesley, Gunn, and Cordy drunkenly sing together at Caritas when they're all like broken up with Angel? But they're like working together.
I Will Survive?
Nope.
Oh,
I don't remember.
not
Don't remember.
Friends in Low Places.
No. Do you remember, Steph?
No, I don't remember that.
It's We Are the Champions.
Oh.
And your final question for this is, in Through the Looking Glass, what is Angel upset about in Pylea that no one told him about?
His hair. Oh,
That's correct.
That's hilarious.
Okay, here are your quotes. First one is, it's the Angel Beast.
Was that Gru?
Nope. Rhymes with Gru.
Drusilla.
Yes. I've been writing kill, kill, kill on everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anything could happen.
Cordelia?
Whoa. Gabby? No.
Fred.
No.
I'm just gonna answer Cordelia for everything, just so y'all know.
This person may have had a reason why he was writing kill, kill, kill on everything. Don't remember?
No.
Had a new hand.
Oh.
His name is Lindsay.
Oh.
Lindsay, yeah. Next quote. Why is everybody trying to make this about Angel? For God's sakes, can a woman wreak a little havoc without a man being involved?
Come on, Cordelia.
Nope.
Darla.
Darla, yes. Next one. I remember when a few bob got you a good meal, mead, and a tavern wench.
Gru.
Nope.
Spike.
No.
Angel.
And the last one is, one thing you can say about Angel, at least he's consistent. It's always some little blonde driving him over the edge.
Spike.
No.
Cordy.
Yep, that's right.
Gabby.
Gabby's snoozing over there.
I am.
This is actually, this is when this is the time. Wait, is this the time? Yeah. This is when from March 2014 till November of 2015, I wrote you guys all a letter in March and said, hey guys, it seems like it's taken forever to finish up RedemptionCast. I really don't want to derail the whole, potential cast experience. Let's put RedemptionCast on ice until you guys finish up Buffy. And you guys took about a year and a half to do that. But that's okay. March 2014 till November 2015, RedemptionCast wasn't releasing any episodes. You guys are finishing up Potential Cast. And then when that finished, Gabby said,
Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out. I don't like Angel.
I know there's a little spot in your heart for certain parts of Angel. I have the ratings here. There are perfect 10s. We even get one episode of Ha Cha Cha. So I know. So from here on out, Gabby, I'm telling you what's happening. What happened in Angel, okay?
Yay! Good.
And as a reward to both of you, I will do the same thing I did for Kim last week, which was I'm going to invite you to the potential spoilers group, and you can see what everybody's been talking about.
Holy crap.
Yay!
I forgot about that.
You did? Kim's been having some fun.
It is amazing. It is so good.
Oh wow!
I'll have stuff to read on my commutes.
So moving on to season 3, even though you guys were done with Buffy, it took us from November 2015 till April of 2017 to finish
God.
season 3. Oh wait, did I get that date wrong? It can't be right. I'm just double checking.
Whoa.
It must have been. Oh yeah,
That sounds accurate.
that's right. Yep, November 2015 to April 2017. Okay, so here's what happened in season 3. Angel returns from a little monastery me time and soon discovers that Darla is back and is very pregnant. Also in town is their old enemy, Holtz.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Holt?
Steve, I was waiting for it. Whose enemy Angelus and Darla slaughtered 200 years ago. He has been summoned by the demon Sajan, who very much does not want that baby to be born. But Connor is born in a rain-soaked alley when Darla stakes herself. While Angel and Cordy get closer, as well as Gunn and Fred, Wesley discovers a prophecy that the father will kill the son. Afraid of this coming true, Wesley kidnaps the baby and ends up losing it to Holtz, who escapes with Connor to the hell dimension Kortoth. And it turns out that the prophecy was manufactured by Sajan and Wesley was fooled. But this still doesn't keep Angel from trying to kill him. Wesley is banned from the team, begins to get a little bit darker. Cordy is also made half demon and starts exhibiting some strange powers. Connor returns as a teenager and is used by Holtz to get his final revenge against Angel, who he frames for his own murder. The season ends with Connor imprisoning Angel in a casket at the bottom of the ocean and Cordelia being taken to a higher plane of existence when they're both supposed to meet
on the bridge
and be together finally.
And profess their love to each other, which never happened.
Yes, exactly. When the show changes quite a bit. Also, another note about the podcast, this is when we started letting guests on the show. We're like, well, Gabby's gone. We need another voice. So, and I've been the person like, listen,
Hey guys,
guest
I gotta go take care of someone's boo boo, so I'm gonna go get the boo boo buddy, and I shall return.
Okay, cool.
Chat amongst yourselves.
All right. Okay, so this is when we started getting guests on the show, and up until then I was like, oh man, we get guests on the show. It's gonna be yet another person we have to schedule. But it worked out. It worked out. I mean, season 3 took like almost 2 years to finish, but yeah, I think it worked out great. No. Okay. So the season on an average was a 7.7. The top episodes were Lullaby, where Darla gives birth by sacrificing herself. We all gave that a 10. Sleep Tight got a 9.75. That's when Wesley steals Connor and gets his throat cut. And tied for third place is Waiting in the Wings, which was the ballet episode, and Forgiving, which is the episode where Angel pretends he forgives Wesley until he's alone with him. Both of those got a 9.5 from us. Most hated, number 1 with a bullet, That Old Gang of Mine, which was the one where Gunn is torn between Team Angel and his old crew who shoot up Caritas.
Sorry, Gunn. I'm so sorry, Gunn. It's not his fault that they don't know how to write for him.
Exactly.
It's not his fault.
No, he's a fine actor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, especially in season 5, we saw how well he could do. It's just it's 40-year-old white men trying to talk street. It just does not work.
It was even more intolerable with his old crew, who are just they're just the worst people.
The most stereotypical of everything.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Our number 2 most hated was Provider, which was when Angel takes on several cases to provide for his new baby, including demons who want to harvest Fred's brain, and also Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That got a 4.75 from us. And number 3, Double or Nothing, which got a 5.5, which was when we learned Gunn traded his soul for his pickup truck, guys. That was an episode that happened.
What? That's so dumb.
It's a sweet ride, Gabby. Come on.
That's so
you got to
dumb.
catch up.
No, I really do not.
Okay, so
none
let's
of this
start
is enticing her to be like, ooh,
No,
maybe I'll
no.
watch that.
No, Connor getting killed, maybe.
Let's start with Kim, whose average for the season was 7.3. Perfect 10 was Lullaby. Lowest rating was 3, Provider. Steph, average 7.9. Perfect 10 was Lullaby, Waiting in the Wings, Sleep Tight, and Forgiving. Lowest rating, That Old Gang of Mine, which was a 3. My perfect 10s were Lullaby, Waiting in the Wings, Sleep Tight, and Forgiving. And my lowest rating was a 4 for Provider. I guess I must have loved that Old Gang of Mine a little bit more. And since Ilyrio's not here, I'll just read his. His average was 7.6. He loved Lullaby and Sleep Tight. And he also, maybe he was just tired. And he also really didn't like that Old Gang of Mine. He gave that a 3. Right. So trivia, now you're 1 down. And Gabby's never seen the season. So Kim and Steph, good luck.
Okay.
Cordelia.
She was barely in season 4.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no, this is season 3.
Oh, okay.
This is season 3. All right. Number 1, what song does Fred sing at Caritas? What song would Fred sing at
let's
Caritas,
see.
guys?
It's got to be a country song.
Some Dixie Chick song, right?
or a
So
Dolly
close.
Parton song.
Dancing around it.
A Tammy Wynette song?
Nope.
Damn.
Dancing around it. What's the most stereotypical
Achy
female?
Breaky Heart?
No.
Stand by your man?
So close. Oh, Gabby's much closer than you guys are, but it's just not. It's still not Tammy Wynette.
But I want it to be Tammy Wynette.
It's not I Will Always Love You.
No. Oh man,
It's
you're
dancing.
so
It's something to do with dancing because he keeps
Oh.
saying dancing around it.
No, I'm not making a.
Oh, okay.
No. This song might make you feel a little nuts. That might be more of a
Crazy.
Crazy by Patsy Cline.
Oh, yeah, because Fred
Ha-ha.
was crazy when she came back from Caritas. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Not
Oh, that's
I'm going to
awful.
give you the point because you earned it.
Halia.
Number 2, what name does Holtz give Connor? Oh,
Steven?
yes! Nice one. Number 3, what character's return interrupts Angel and Cordy from hooking up after the ballet?
Spike.
No.
Fuck.
Buffy.
Gabby was so hot too. You should watch that episode.
Oh,
It was
it
a
was
hot
very
cha cha. It was hot cha 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 cha.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
I had to restart it like 3 times.
Buffy?
Because she loved it so much, she
No.
wanted to watch the beginning of it.
It was Gru.
It was Gru. That's right.
Oh.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
Huh.
All right, this might be a toughie. What was the name of the lawyer played by Daniel Day Kim?
Jin.
No.
Daniel.
No.
Does it start with an L?
Nope. It's not Lane from Gilmore Girls. That's a girl, by the way.
It's something that's very un-Korean.
It's okay. I can just give
won't
it to
know
you.
it. Robert.
Steph, you give up?
I don't know.
Gavin Park.
Yeah.
Gavin.
Gavin.
Yeah,
Park,
Gavin.
Park is pretty Korean.
How did Holtz kill his vampire daughter, Sarah? He discovered that she was a vampire and was like, okay, I have to kill her. How do you do it?
Oh, he left her in the sun, didn't he?
Yep, that's good. He pushed her out into the sunlight. Yep.
Yeah.
Here come the quotes. Oh, I love this one. Now it's up to us to protect Angel's unborn child. Darla, we're trying to take you out of here. Relax. The trick is to breathe like this.
Cordelia.
No,
Oh, Wesley.
that's a Wesley quote.
Yes, it's a Wesley quote.
All right. Number 7, which is another quote. This is going to take some acting as well. We're thirsty.
We're thirsty.
Yes.
Oh, Fred.
Fred. when she's infected by slugs.
I love that
Okay.
She's
episode.
drinking out of a snow globe. Blech.
What's the name of that?
What's that?
What's the name of that episode?
I think it's Inside Out. Maybe not. No, it's not that one. It's oh man.
I love that one.
Wait, you're not supposed to give me trivia. All right. Number 9. You look like hell, and not the fun one where they burn you with hot pokers for all eternity, but the hardcore one. You know, Nixon and Britney Spears.
That's hysterical.
Mourn.
No.
Am I close?
Hey, Brittany puts on a good show. Also saw her in Vegas.
She sure
Nice.
does.
I'm actually jealous.
She puts on a good show. She still can't sing though.
Oh well, no, but she
The
dances
theatrics are
around
there.
well.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the answer. It's Angel. Angel said that, which I thought was like, what? He said that? And the last quote is, "Don't come back to the hotel, ever. The prophecy was false. Angel was never going to hurt Connor. It was all for nothing."
Ooh.
Wesley?
Nope.
No, somebody said that too, Wesley.
No. Probably. No,
Gunn?
don't come back to the hotel.
Yep. Who visited Wesley in the hospital?
I'm trying to remember. Oh, no, it wasn't Fred. I don't remember.
It was Fred.
It was Fred.
Oh. It couldn't possibly be Fred.
Definitely Fred.
Yeah, because I think she was the only one that went to visit him, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we're gonna move on to season 4. Hopefully Illyria will come back. Illyria will come back. Season 4 was from May 2017 till December of 2017. Uncharacteristically
Whoa.
finished that sucker up in about 7
No
months?
man, no man.
Wow. All right, Gabby, get this.
Okay.
All right. In season 4, Wesley is now having kinky sex with Lila and keeping Justine
What?
Oh yeah,
with a pee bucket.
it was hot.
What?
Yep.
He treated her like garbage.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
she even dressed up like Fred every once in a while for some role play.
What?
Did you hear the part where I said he was keeping Justine, which is Holtz's assistant, as a prisoner in his closet with a pee bucket?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Wait a minute. Now you
Wesley.
have gotten me.
Hold on a second. It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, nice. Oh,
All right,
that's so fucking weird.
So yeah, Angel's at the bottom of the ocean. Wesley finds Angel with Justine helping him. Soon after, Cordy returns with amnesia.
Of course.
When her memories come back after a spin the bottle spell, this also awakens the Beast, who blocks out the sun and murders everyone working at Wolfram and Hart. Cordy, much to the disgust of pretty much everyone, begins an affair with Connor, who gets her pregnant.
What?
Ew. Ew.
Okay, now you lost me again.
I'm waiting for Gabby's reactions.
Nope.
Cordy had sex with Angel's son and got pregnant.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's soon
No.
discovered that this isn't really Cordy. She's been infected with the entity that she carries inside her, which is Jasmine.
Oh, Jesus.
Also, in the middle of all this, the gang bring Angelus back to help take down the Beast,
Yes.
who has been controlled by Cordy the entire time.
Yes.
Cordy also steals Angel's soul and kills Lila. But Angelus is out of control, so Wesley springs this beautiful, badass slayer from prison. What's her name again? Faith.
Nope. Nope.
To help bring him
Nope.
down.
No.
Nope.
She ends. Hey. These are good moments for me. She ends up leaping into his mind with the help of a powerful drug, and then we have Angel fighting Angelus to get control of his body again. Oh yeah, Willow helps as well. Soon after, Jasmine is born, and it causes Cordy to fall into a deep coma. Jasmine brings world peace, where everyone serves and adores her, but she also eats everybody. Fred is the first to break out of her spell.
He's like, what? What? She's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. What the
Well, just tell
Exactly.
Gabby who the actress playing Jasmine was.
Oh, Gina Torres plays
What?
Jasmine.
Yeah.
yeah.
So Nathan
Oh.
Fillion was in Buffy and Gina Torres was in Angel. All right, so
Wow.
Fred is the first to break out of her spell. She helps the rest of the team. It turns out that Connor is not even under the spell.
Oh my God.
So, he's just just handing people over to have Jasmine eat, for the hell of it. So Angel fights her and he ends up showing up and beheading her. Connor is then despondent because he's lost Gordy, he's lost Jasmine, so he takes like a TJ Maxx hostage.
It was more like a Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, okay. Meanwhile, Lila's ghost returns to make Angel a deal for the team to take over Wolfram Hart. Angel accepts it after Connor is given a new life and his existence is erased from everyone's mind but his own. Unfortunately, that spell did not work on us.
I know.
It was like a reverse Dawn.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Completely.
Reverse.
Okay, so
Ugh.
one
The two of them should have had a spin-off.
Oh.
Joni
Dawn
loves
and-
Chachi.
Dawn and Connor.
Now I did mention that it took like 7 months to get through the season, and I think the big reason why is because this is when I was like, okay, guys, let's just do 2 episodes at a time. So that's when we started doing that. Okay, so this amazing season got an average of 8 from us, and
Yeah.
could it be Angelus might have played a part in how high this season scored? I'm thinking.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Number
Also,
one.
super sexy Wesley.
Yeah.
That's true. Number 1 for the season was a tie between Solus, when Angelus returns, and Calvary, where Angelus fights the Beast.
Did I
Cody
give
kills
that one an
Laura.
11?
No. We all gave it 10s. That was 10 across the board for both those episodes. The second one is a 9.75. It was for Orpheus when Willow returns and Faith helps Angel fight Angelus in his mind. Number 3 was a fun one. We gave a 9.6 average. Spin the Bottle, which is when the mystical spell makes everybody act like their teenage selves.
Yes.
There's an episode, Gabby, where everybody is reverted back to being a teenager again.
Oh God.
Mentally.
It
So
was
we get
great. It
40
was funny.
for a while. Yeah,
it was
pretty
funny.
awesome.
It was funny.
Yeah, Wesley was awkward, bumbling again.
Gunn was more street.
Oh no.
Angel was Liam again.
Aww.
Yeah. All right. So most hated episodes. Number 1, Slouching Towards Bethlehem. This is the one where Cordy is back with amnesia. And that's actually a tie with Apocalypse Nowish, where the Beast blots out the sun, rains fire down in LA. Sounds cool. And then Cordy and Connor have sex.
So good. So good.
That
was
episode,
terrible.
that episode, yes, that's this. I like this reaction because Steph gave that sucker a 10.
Love it.
But it is still our lowest rated episode. One of our lowest rated. It was a 5.75. The number 2 most hated, Sacrifice, where Team Angel conveniently finds some insect creatures that know Jasmine's true name to defeat Jasmine, with a 6.1. And then 7.1 was the number 3 is Players, where Gunn and Gwen Raiden go on a mission together. So Gunn, another episode of Gunn makes the most hated, but 7.1 isn't bad. That just means a lot of these were high rated. All right, so.
And Gabby, if you put into perspective that Charisma Carpenter was also very pregnant
That's what I was gonna say.
in
That's what I
real
was saying.
life.
I'm like,
Yeah.
is she really pregnant? So they're just writing into the script.
Yeah, there was some infighting, it's all revealed.
It was a big story.
Yeah, it was a big story. We went through all the drama, all the articles I could find. Okay, so
Yeah. Because the good old feminist Joss Eden said, "Hey, bitch, don't get pregnant or I'll write you out of the show."
Oh.
He basically did.
No.
there was problems.
Yeah.
Scandal.
Okay, so Illyrio gave this season a 8.1 average. His perfect 10s were Solus, Calvary, Orpheus, Inside Out, which was when Wesley kills Skip. Remember Skip?
Because I was right.
Oh, that's right.
Because I was fucking right.
Wait. Could you remind us why you were right? Take your victory lap.
Let's take you back to the episode where Skip tells Cordelia that she can have everything she wants, blah, 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 blah.
Sorry, time out. Who's Skip?
He was the demon guy. He was like the big guard. He had like the spike through his head. He was all in armor.
He was played by
Yes,
Pam's
silver.
boyfriend from The
Yep.
Office.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I remember.
Really quippy.
And I was convinced that Skip was self-serving and up to no good, and I was correct.
That's right. He was there to, seasons before I'd been planning to bring Jasmine back. It's all been one plan. Yeah. So lowest rating for Illyrio was the season finale, Home, which was a 3. This is when Lila offers Wolfram and Hart to the team, but also this is the one where Connor completely loses his shit. And the Dick Sporting Good thing. Kim, 7.3 average. Perfect 10s were Solus and Calvary, both I'm Jealous episodes. Lowest rating was Apocalypse Nowish. You gave that a -3.
Well, sounds about right.
Ooh.
I think that's
We're not having that.
my most hated episode of the entire Buffyverse.
Steph, you had an 8.2 average for the season. Your perfect 10s were Spend the Bottle, Apocalypse Nowish, Solus, Calvary, Salvage. Salvage is the one where Faith returns and Angelus kills the beast. And then Orpheus. Your lowest rating was a 7, which was the season premiere, Deep Down. Slouching Towards Bethlehem, Long Day's Journey, where the team loses to the beast. Inside Out, The Magic Bullet, where Fred is on the run, which I really loved. Sacrifice, and Peace Out, where Jasmine is defeated. So you didn't you kind of you were like, I think by the end of the season, you were just giving 7s to everything.
Yeah.
Just a 7. I don't know.
I really liked this season. I remember liking it a lot.
I enjoyed it.
My average is an 8.3 for the season. My perfect 10s, basically Angelus or Faith episodes. I'll just say that. And The Magic Bullet. I really loved The Magic Bullet. I hated I gave it
We have
5.
one at home. We make shakes every morning.
Mine's at work.
On the run.
Oh, wow.
My lowest rating was a 5, and those were for Slouching Toward Bethlehem, Sacrifice, and Supersymmetry. That's the one where Fred really wants to kill her professor, but Gunn just kills him instead.
Yeah.
Because
Cold-blooded killer.
Mm-hmm.
Trivia for season 4.
Let's do this.
What causes Angel's heart to beat for the first time since he was human?
He got a kiss from the most awesome electrical girl superhero thief.
Gwen Raiden. I'll give it to you, but it wasn't a kiss. It was she put her hands on his chest, on his bare chest. Number 2, who is the only one not affected by the spell in Spin the Bottle? Who was the only one on the team that didn't get
I think you said it was Connor, right?
Nope.
Didn't you just say that?
Connor wasn't in that episode, I believe.
No. Lauren?
That's right. Lauren was tied up the entire time.
Yeah.
Number 3, whose name does Angel yell when he realizes he's losing his soul?
Buffy.
Buffy.
Buffy. That's right. Buffy. Number 4, who does Connor tell that he is his real dad? Like, who does he say that to? You're my real dad.
Holtz?
No, he says it's Angel.
He
Close.
doesn't say to Angel, "You're my real dad." Oh, maybe to con him into getting into the.
Angelus.
Angelus is correct.
Oh, that's right.
A trick question.
God,
But I
that's
like
three
it.
episodes.
Wasn't that
I
tricky?
like it. I enjoy it.
And how does Fred wake up from the spell that Jasmine casts? How is she the first one that wakes up?
Oh,
It was breakfast related?
Pancake kisses. Ugh.
No.
do y'all know?
No.
She got blood on her shirt.
Oh yes,
Mm.
and the
Yeah.
blood was.
She was washing it so hard because she was trying to impress Jasmine so much, and then ended up getting the
Yes.
blood transferred to her.
Mhm.
Okay, here are your quotes. Hello, salty goodness.
Finally.
It's actually
That's
It's
a trick question.
this is actually a Buffy quote as well because it's repeated from Buffy. There's your first clue.
Cordelia.
That's right. And it's the reason why is because Cordy's back to her teenage self, and
Yes.
it's been a while. She sees Angel. Next quote is, "It's Thursday, which means everyone who should be in the weekly briefing is dead."
Lila.
That's right. I had to put this one in, not from a regular cast member, but hopefully you'll get it. The quote is, "So, Fred, what's her story?"
Gun.
No, Connor, right?
Every male character on the show,
I mean, maybe
because at
not-
one
not-
time they all had the hots for her.
not
No,
just- not
It
just
was
the-
Willow.
That's right, Willow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh,
Ugh.
stepped into that one.
Next quote. "Hey, I'm no different than the next guy. I put my victim's skin on one leg at a time."
That's Skip.
Nope.
No. It totally sounds like a Skip thing.
Oh.
I don't know.
If you want me to give you a clue,
Is it Angelus again?
that's right. That's Angelus. Number 10, last one. Kid Vicious did the heavy lifting. Cordy just mwah-ha-ha'd at us.
Gabby. That sounds like something she would say.
It kind of does.
Gun.
No. I'm
Wesley.
going to tell you. No.
Is Spike still on?
No. Not yet, I'll say.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
Steph?
Willow.
Nope.
Say it again.
Oh, gosh. Kid Vicious did the heavy lifting. Cordy just mwah-ha-ha'd at us.
Lila.
Oh,
Nope.
Well, you said Lila already.
No, I said Gun.
Tammy Wynette.
Fred.
Stand by your man.
No. It's Lauren. It's Lauren, guys.
Ah.
Sorry.
Oh.
All right, let's finally get into season 5 where Gabby
What?
and Illyria will both be here.
There's a 5th season.
There was a 5th season.
Wow.
This, for some strange reason, only took from July 2018 to November of 2018 to do. We were doubling up, and there were only 3 schedules to deal. Actually, we did have guests on, so we do
Cool.
thank you guys for testing. Season 5, here we go. The gang now all work at Wolfram and Hart.
What?
Gunn.
Yeah, exactly.
Gunn is
They-
rewired with all new lawyer skills.
Gun's a lawyer. Gun's a lawyer.
What?
he's no
Yeah.
longer street.
No, yeah.
He
Huh?
makes a little deal and he gets his brain basically operated on with some mystical stuff, and suddenly he is digging
Oh
Gilbert
my-
and Sullivan and
Yeah.
preparing briefs.
Gun's
Okay,
a lawyer.
Oh, he always struck me as more of a boxer's man.
Harmony is Angel's receptionist.
Oh.
Angel receives an amulet in the mail, which turns out to be holding Spike. It's the one that was around Spike's neck at the end of Buffy. He appears
Yeah.
as a ghost for some time, but eventually becomes corporeal again. Angel and Spike struggle to get along, and as there are now 2 vampires with souls, we're wondering who is the Shanshu prophecy for. It turns out that Lindsay was pulling the strings in order to torture Angel. He actually starts helping Spike be like help the helpless kind of guy, and says his name is Doyle. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Cordy returns for 1 episode. just to get Angel back on track, she gives him one last kiss and disappears because Angel gets a call to inform him that she died at the hospital in her sleep.
Yeah, it was very
That's
dramatic.
rough.
Thank you for Charisma Carpenter for coming back and wrapping up your character, even though we did not deserve it.
Joss Eden didn't deserve it.
Speaking of Joss finally gets Wesley and Fred together, only to rip her hearts out by infecting Fred with a virus that howls her out and kills her. Her body is then taken over by the ancient Illyria. And I wrote here, which sounds a lot like Illyrio, and I was upset so many jokes got wasted because Illyrio wasn't on the podcast. Okay. Anyway, Illyria is pissed that she isn't that she's a human, but she's powerful and ends up joining the team because she doesn't have anything else to do. It's revealed that Cordy's
guys, she's pretty fucking badass.
She's pretty badass.
She's badass.
It's revealed
you'd like Fred in quotations as Illyria.
It's revealed that Cordy's kiss came with a vision that warned Angel of the Circle of the Black Thorn, their physical representation for the senior partners on Earth. Angel and his team go on a suicidal mission to kill them all, and they lose Wesley in the process.
Aww.
The show ends with them facing down a demonic horde in a rainy alley, which includes a giant and a dragon. They charge the horde as we go to credits. There was also an episode where Angel was a wee little puppet man.
Oh God!
Wait, what? They all die?
Who knows?
We don't know.
That's
It's like a Sopranos. It's just like a Sopranos ending.
Oh hell no! Nope.
I thought it was great. It was great, and if you watch it and then it was really, it's all about how they're all still struggling against evil, and how they'll always be fighting, and that's just our that's just Angel, and that's our team. I don't know. It worked really well for me. All right. So
and Buffy never comes back.
And Buffy never ever comes back. Even though there's one episode where they tease it so much, and it really angers me. But angers me less after rewatching it.
You didn't even touch that Angel has a girlfriend.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Angel has a girlfriend who
And there's
can't
no
satisfy
chemistry. No chemistry between them.
Oh, she's a
at all.
werewolf too.
And she's a werewolf.
What?
It's only for a couple episodes. It's this thing. Okay, so
Gloss over it as you will.
me, Kim, and Steph gave the season 7.8. Our top episodes were Destiny, which got a 10 from us. That's the one where Spike and Angel fight over a cup that would make them the sole champion, and then they realize it's just full of Mountain Dew. Number 2, pretty awesome episode though. It's just funny to say what happens in some of this stuff and not actually give much of a context. Or, no, really, it was this thing. Okay. Number 2 is a tie between 3 episodes. We gave them all 9.6s. You're Welcome, which is when Cordy returned. Shells, when Illyria has her first full episode after Fred dies. And, of course, the series finale, Not Fade Away. And the number 3 episode is 9.5 average. Hole in the World. That's when Fred dies. Most hated. Number 1 with a 4.6, Unleashed. That is called Unleashed because Angel falls for a werewolf.
She's
Unleashed.
terrible.
Unleashed. Number 2, we had a 3-way tie for 6 points. Okay, so Hellbound, where Spike is kind of as a ghost and he's being tortured by another ghost who makes him think that he's descending into hell.
Very weird.
The Cautionary Tale of Numero Cinco. Kim, what was that episode about?
It was about this mailman who was a Mexican wrestler.
A luchador.
And his family, there's about 5 of them that they
That's
had
it?
to be.
Numero
He
Cinco.
couldn't be Mexican.
He was something
Yeah,
about
number 5.
the 5 of them had to be together for one last fight or something. I don't remember.
An angel gets inspired, and anyway, and the 3rd episode that is our number 2 most hated is Why We Fight, which is when Angel and Spike are on a sub full of Nazis in World War II.
What?
Yep.
No.
Yes.
That's bullshit.
And our number 3 most hated is the sex community, which is Life of the Party, where Lauren, it turns out, is so stressed that he forms a giant Hulk-like version of himself that kills people. So Life of the Party.
And somebody pees on plants.
Oh, Gunn does.
Oh, that's what it's
Gunn marks his territory because everybody is under, like, Lauren talks to
There's a
people
spell.
and he doesn't realize is that he's telling people what to do. Like, he tells Fred and Wesley to loosen up and they start acting drunk together. There's some funny stuff to it, but boy. Okay, so Kim, average of 7.5. Your perfect 10 was Destiny. Your lowest rating was a 5 for Cautionary Tale of Numero Cinco, which I think is perfect. Steph, your average is an 8.0 for the season. You liked, you give a 10 to Lineage, where Wesley's dad ends up being a robot.
Oh, I love that one.
What?
I'm going to listen back to that clip again. I can't wait. Wesley's dad ends up being a robot. I love that one. What?
What? Yeah, there's so much crazy shit this season.
Destiny, you're
Are you sure you guys didn't like accidentally watch Maury?
Hold the World, you like Shells, you like The Girl in Question, which is the one where Angel and Spike go to Italy looking for Buffy. Not Fade Away.
Y'all, listen, this Italy episode, I'm sure they wrote on the board, write everything that you know about Italy. Go. And then
Make them speak the most Italian. No.
Oh,
yeah, you remember
no.
Fabrizio from Titanic?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It's like that.
Your lowest rating was a 4. You gave those to Unleashed and Hellbound. My perfect. I got an average of 8 for the season. My perfect 10s were Destiny, You're Welcome, Smile Time, which is the puppet episode.
Angel,
Oh,
Angel's
guys.
a puppet. Angel is
and
a
it's
puppet.
great.
Okay, is it a cloth puppet or a marionette or a ventriloquist
cloth
dummy?
puppet.
It's a Muppet.
Like
Oh
It's a
man,
Muppet. Yep.
how much does he resemble Guy Smiley?
1,000%.
Oh God.
Oh, wow. What?
All right. So
He becomes a puppet, and yet his girlfriend still loves him.
oh yeah,
sorry.
they walk off together. He's still a puppet, and she's ready for a date. So
And she's ready to pounce it. I was like,
Yeah.
get out of here.
Oh. I may have just Googled that quick.
Hold on.
Holy crap. That is ridiculous.
Type in Angel Smile Time into Google, and you'll probably see a picture of him as a puppet.
Oh, I put an angel as a puppet. And as a
Gabby,
Gabby.
Gabby, can
What?
you see me, Gabby? Don't tell me. Tell the dolphin.
Oh,
Tell the dolphin.
My lowest rated episode was a 4, and that was Unleashed. Okay, trivia time. Last trivia.
Okay.
Illyrio, Gabby, try your best to help out here.
You'll probably
Okay,
get
number-
it. You'll probably get it.
I don't think they're going to get this first one. Who helps Fred operate on Angel in his dream?
Not
Maybe I should say
Cordelia.
what. What helps Fred operate on Angel in his dream?
A bear?
A bear.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's a giant teddy bear.
Remember, it was just a bear. Thank you, bear. Number 2. How does Dana, the deeply troubled, recently active Slayer, hurt Spike?
She cuts off his arms.
Yep, takes his arms. Who is the keeper of the deeper well?
Oh, arugula. What's his name?
No, not Arugula.
Arugula.
It's the guy that can't tell a lie.
That's right. He would have been Giles, but they couldn't get Anthony Stewart Head. His name is. We just finished. We just
I
talked
know,
about it.
but I
last week.
can't remember. What is it?
Drogon.
Drogon.
No.
Number 4. What is the name of the sorcerer that Wolfram and Hart hired to erase the minds of Wesley, Fred, Gunn, and Lauren, so they don't remember?
Fucking A.
Connor.
No idea.
Yeah, it's a little
Oh,
harder one because we were just talking about him.
No.
it's the guy with the red coat,
Yeah.
cloak.
Cybus Vale.
Okay.
Now, this is the
Nope.
very last episode, okay?
Okay.
Now, this is the
Nope.
very last episode, okay? This is very important and plays into the entire series. The last question for season 5 for you guys is, what skill does Angel offer to Connor to help with his resume? What skill does Angel offer to Connor in that coffee shop to help him with his resume?
Sword fighting?
Nope. That doesn't help with resumes.
But he's never written one. I can picture it and I see the conversation, but I have no idea what he offered.
I'll give you a clue. You want a clue, Steph?
Yeah.
Connor calls him a girl after he says,
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's like I've got a blank. I've got a
it's okay. He says he has very nice handwriting.
handwriting. That's right. Okay.
That's close.
All right. Number 6, which is the quotes. Here we go with the quotes. My therapist thought I was holding on to false hope, but I knew you'd come back. You're like Gandalf the White, resurrected from the pit of the Balrog, more beautiful than ever. Oh, he's alive, Frodo. He's alive. Guys, seriously? Who have I been podcasting with the last couple of months?
Not me.
Hey, Illyrio,
Yeah.
you might be able to guess. I mean, even
I'm
Gabby.
gonna think Lauren.
Lorne.
No.
Huh.
I don't even know who would
This
say
is somebody
that.
who might reference Lord of the Rings.
I know. I'm trying to think who would.
Well, I guess Wesley.
No. Andrew.
Andrew. Yes, Andrew.
Oh, Andrew was there.
Yeah, Andrew came back.
Awesome.
had-
Came back for a couple episodes.
That's
he
great.
came back twice. He was great.
I also died twice. Number 7, the quote is, "This will do."
Ooh.
Oh,
Sounds like Spike.
Fred.
No.
Sounds like Spike to me.
No.
Illyria.
Yes.
No. Yes.
Okay.
Illyria.
Number 8, don't ever go to a free virgin blood party. Turns out it's probably a trap.
That sounds like Lauren.
Spike.
Spike. That's in the Nazi episode.
When he
Number
had
9.
black hair.
Yes. Oh God, you guys got to see the Italian episode where he has the black hair and it cuts quickly to Spike and Drew in France, I think, or is that Italy too?
It's Italy.
It's Italy, but it's a different time. They look so mod.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next one is, you know how you're always trying to save every single person in the world. Did it ever occur to you you are one of them?
That sounds like Cordy.
That's right, Illyria.
Oh.
Yeah.
The one episode she was in. That would have been a good one for you, Gabby. It was pure bra watch that entire episode.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I was like, cover yourself up.
I would like to thank Chris, my carpenter, again for coming back. Anyway. And the last quote is going to be really easy. The quote is, "Let's go to work."
That's got to be Angel.
Angel, it's the last line of the series.
Nice.
10, 20, 30, 34 out of 50 questions correct, guys.
Hey, we passed.
Okay, your favorite season was...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Gabby, your favorite season was 2. Illyrio, your favorite season was 4. I don't know why. Kim, your favorite season was 2.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Steph, your favorite season was 2, but it was like dead close with season 4.
Oh,
and my favorite season 2 as well. Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry. So what were you saying?
I think go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, Kim.
I think I would rate it differently now that I've seen everything. Because honestly, guys, the entire series, I was just waiting for Angelus to come back every episode.
Yeah.
So
very unfair.
I know. I was like, it's no innocence, but I'll give it an 8. Like that was my quote or my rating system for each one. But yeah. When you were just recapping season 5, I can't believe the stuff that you were saying, and I was like, "Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, actually, that happened, guys."
Yeah, we watched it so fast; it was like in a blur. So
that's absolutely hilarious.
It was crackling bananas, but the second they found their stride is like when it was over. You know, it's just like, what a shame.
I'm assuming you're going to move into maybe some feedback and stuff, Robin,
Yes,
but I'm going to
for
take
sure.
a moment to read out some of the comments people have posted on the YouTube live feed.
Oh, I totally forgot people might have been watching.
There's
Thank
Debbie
you.
Sib is the username, but it says, "Hey guys,
Debbie?
I'm just a vacationer, but I wanted to say hi since I won't be here for the stream." He adds, "Your podcast is the first podcast I ever heard. It opened doors for me. I credit Potential and Redemption Casts for starting the best chapter in my life, and it's been here through my entire transition from post-college life to having a kid and moving twice. Y'all will always have a place in my heart." Aw, thank you, Vacationer.
Thank you, Tarzan. You'll be in my heart.
Corey says, "Redemption Cast was also my first podcast." Buffy Summers says, "You guys, this is so the end of something."
Something.
Yeah.
Well said.
Bianca says, "Hooray, here we are." Corey adds, "I recognize Robin, Kim, and Steph, but who are the other two?" Bianca yells out, "We've missed you, Debbie!"
Oh my God.
Corey, seriously, it's good to have you all back, but I need to know Illyrio and Gabby's thoughts on who would win a fight between cavemen and astronauts. The astronauts do not have weapons. Okay, so the choice is cavemen or astronauts. The astronauts do not have weapons. No weapons of any kind?
No.
Cavemen.
Cavemen.
Okay.
Vindicated. I am selfish. I am right. I am right. I swear I'm right. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
I'm like,
Robin, I
that's
think
even a question?
Exactly.
I say astronauts.
Exactly.
Based on what, Steph?
Because
have
they're
the smarts.
smarter.
Yes,
I'm
but they
having a
can't
moment.
use any weapons.
Yeah, but they would find a way.
No.
I feel like, no, cavemen,
Listen,
brute force.
Yeah, cavemen,
Yes.
brute force. Buffy adds, "Kim, you mentioned you would like to rewatch both shows at some point. If you do, you should watch them simultaneously to see the crossovers as they were meant to be seen."
Yes, I was going to do that.
We tried.
Some guy named Ren Mike says, "Who are you guys?"
Who are you?
"Who's Josh Weldon?" And Bianca just posted, "I agree. You're one of the first podcasts I started listening to as well. 3 jobs, 1 master's degree, and 2 cities ago."
Oh my God.
Wow.
And right now we're up to 8 viewers.
Whoa.
Everybody's here. All right.
Yes.
It's so crazy to hear about everybody's lives while we were podcasting.
God.
I'm in the exact same spot when we started this, like literally sitting in the same chair.
Oh my God.
Well, you know what, Kim? It just means you had things figured out a long time ago.
Oh, I have nothing figured out. That's why I'm still here.
Wow.
This has been a 2-kid podcast. So but 2 kids in the time being.
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing. Like Morgan was in elementary school,
Uh-huh.
and now she's a
Wow.
junior in college
Mm-hmm.
at university.
You guys.
All right, we really need to read this feedback before it gets any later.
All right.
Okay.
Got some folks here who want to say thank you and say goodbye and all that. You want me to start, Lirio, or
Where?
I don't know. I can just pick an email and
wrap
start reading
up.
it.
I will read Bruce's.
All right.
Mama mi momu. It's been a while, guys. Wubba lubba dub dub. This is an email from Bruce entitled "Wrap Up." We're trying, Bruce.
Sorry.
I hope everyone made it all the way through both series. There are some similarities, of course, but they are different shows about different things. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Note 1, probably regarded as a teen show because of the title, or even a show for kids or tweens with its cannibalism, emotionally abusive parents, kidnapping, rape, and murder of high school students, internet predators, and other lighthearted fare. Just in the first season. It's all presented with a smile and a laugh. So nice.
About the killer puppet, too.
Yeah. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Note 2. Remember the gang violence, kids on drugs, gas leaks and such? Good times in old Sunnydale. But only in the first 2 seasons. By season 3, the story had radically changed, but the presentation remained the same, so the differences don't seem to register on 1 or 2 viewings. That happens a lot. This show does big events so subtly, there should have been an award for that. Angel the Series Note 1. So Whedon and Greenwald create a spin-off from a serialized show with a number of writers from that show who have gotten good at serialized storytelling, and they decide to make an episodic procedural.
Oh, yes.
What was up with that? Angel the Series Note 2. Eventually, Wolfram and Hart move to the forefront, Gunn arrives, Darla returns, and we get everyone ready for Judgment, which lays out the major themes for the rest of the entire series almost perfectly. At least the pregnant woman gets a name in the closing bookend of the series. Angel the Series Note 3. Let her go, bro. That way lies badness, was the advice Angel got from the host in season 2, episode 5, Dear Boy. Since Angel doesn't follow the advice, the scene seems completely disposable, just a reason to have Angel seeing some Wang Chung that night. But every major storyline for the rest of the series, with the possible exception of Pylea, happens because Angel disregards that advice and pursues Darla. Joss interviewed that he was eager to return to TV because of the opportunity for long-form storytelling, but I don't think we were ready for stories like these in 97 or 99. Coherent plot lines crossing 3, 5, and even 7 seasons with multiple layers, which the further down you dig can alter the meaning of the surface storylines. Not sure how many new viewers are ready for that even now, at least not from commercial US television. The first time I followed along with a new viewer is one person posting his written reactions, and it took a little over a year to get through both series. In 2009, he was back to discuss Dollhouse, which carried over into 2010, and someone mentioned another watch through that was going to be started soon. That was great news, I thought. Should give me something to do for the next year and a half or so. Depending on how many people have to coordinate schedules, it might even take a couple of years. And along came Gax and Potential Cast. Is it still the first one, or has Trump or Gore taken credit for creating the concept of an intro cast? Then there was SKARG and Redemption Cast, and then SKAR, and finally KSR or Rocker or Rostakim.
Rustikim.
Everything be all right, man. And now it's over. But it was fun. New eyes will see new things or see old things differently. And you did, but mostly it was just fun listening to the discussions between whomever was involved. Thanks for your insights and opinions, and for all you did to keep a small part of the world entertained for oh so many years. Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you so much, Bruce, for taking the time to write in.
Yes.
And Kim, he didn't spell it out as Rasta, Kim. Like, he wasn't calling for your Kendra.
I know. I know.
No, I love it. Okay. Next one. Let me see. I can't read that one. I got to read Nick's. Nick says, "Hello, Gax and Robin." All right.
It's SKARG.
I think it was SKARG on this show, but it's been a while since everyone was here, so I may have forgotten. It's been a wild 8-ish years. I remember getting into Potential Cast in the summer of 2010. It was the very first podcast I ever listened to. Steph had mentioned having a question about sires in one of the early Buffy episodes, and I wrote in an email that would eventually be read in school hard. In that email, I added my voice to the collection of people asking you guys to please do Angel, because 144 episodes isn't enough. Little did any of us know that such a wish would extend the podcast all the way into 2018, a year I wasn't even bothering to imagine back then. I binge watched the shows when I originally got into them, so it's hard for me to even conceive of what it must have been to stretch them out over such a long time, and I seriously doubt I'd prefer that experience. Although I'm sure people who started Buffy back in 1997 and watched straight through to Angel's completion in 2004, phrasing, probably do have some...
Are we doing phrasing?
I watched Archer. I get it.
I just know that one. The five of you have been a presence in my life, and I'm sure in the lives of many listeners for a long time now. I've laughed, I've learned, I've face-palmed, I've eye-rolled, I've been shocked by some of your accurate projections, and I've even vehemently disagreed with some of your opinions about works of fiction. At the end of it all, the main thing I want to say to you all is thank you. He says thank you. Thank you all for spending so much of your time and energy to entertain your audience and help us re-experience this beloved fandom through fresh eyes. From the beginning, you all have been a part of a rising wave of intro casts, reaction videos, and similar types of content that have collectively shaped the way many people interact with their entertainment and have certainly shaped my own life toward rich and fulfilling enjoyment that I couldn't imagine back in 2010. Once again, thank you very much for all your time and dedication. Though the podcast is coming to an end, you've touched many lives, and the memories that each of you have created, and each of those lives will live for a long time to come. Razzle dazzle, namaste, and goodbye to you, Nick in Oklahoma. Thanks.
Nicklahoma!
We love you,
Nicklahoma.
Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Illyria, would you like to read Tomas's?
Yes, I'm going to unplug my Apple mouse that plugs directly under the bottom to recharge, which is the dumbest thing ever. Tomas says, final feedback. Fuck goodbyes, fuck endings. Hey guys, if the impossible has actually managed to become reality and the whole SKARG crew is back together for this, may I request that Illyrio be the one to read this email for old time's sake? I miss your voice, you magnificent university graduate, you. Thank you, Tomas. And in response to your request, go ahead, Robin, take over.
All right, so he says...
No. Anyway, I wasn't really sure what to write in this email, so I started thinking about the whole experience of listening to these two podcasts and the things that really stand out in my memory. And yet, I still can't think of anything cohesive to write, so what I'm going to do is go into full-on nostalgic mode and write down various memories I have of listening to you guys over the years. Here we go. I remember finding you guys through Brian Curry's Great Hellmouth podcast, which unfortunately pod faded long ago.
Oh, yeah.
He recommended you guys on several occasions, and I believe Steph even guessed it a couple of times. I remember when I started listening to you guys back when you were still doing Buffy Season 4, I was working with electronics recycling at a time, spending 8 hours a day at a workbench, picking apart old computers and stuff, day in and day out. I always spent my lunch break outside just pacing back and forth among piles of cement and random crap on the ground. I remember one particular moment on a break on a sunny day when I was walking by an old fence with a huge hole in it and listening to the podcast as I usually did. And at that moment, my brain finally figured out how to tell Kim and Gabby's voices apart. I was pretty excited.
Oh my God.
So this is a thing. So this is Illyrio now talking. I recently started listening to My Favorite Murder, which is just amazing, and I finally have Georgia and Karen's voices figured out. Because oh my God, it's so hard. All right. I remember working as a cleaner at a university, pushing my mop down the hallway as I was almost tearing up listening to you guys talking about the body. It took a lot of self-control to keep my face straight when groups of students walked by as I was listening to you guys talk about your own experiences with death. And I remember Vincent's dubstep remix of your Joyce hate. So good. Here. Excuse me. I remember lying in bed in a hotel room after having visited a Harry Potter exhibition, listening to you guys talk about the Buffy Season 5 finale. My family were out doing whatever extroverts do while I lay there for a couple hours, being slightly annoyed at first that you spent the first 10 minutes discussing Canadian Tire money. Just talk about Buffy, damn it. I'm losing bandwidth here. Sorry.
Oh, God.
I remember being ecstatic when I saw that you guys not only had an interview with Tim freaking Minear, but even got him to be on an episode and tear apart his own episode. And I remember Tim flirting with Steph, leaving her speechless and paralyzed. Good times.
I'm blushing just thinking about it.
I remember you guys being right where the rest of the fan base is wrong. Beer bad is fun.
Thank you.
I remember Leary almost exploding with excitement when Willow finally turned evil at the end of season 6, after having predicted it for decades. You guys should go back and listen to that episode. It's so much fun. 10 out of 10 Illyrio can't take it no more.
It's on the feed now, everybody.
Yeah. I remember being really happy when Gabby finally returned to Redemption Cast for that one episode, just in time for Vincent Kartheiser to show up. We miss your giggles, Gabby.
Aww.
I remember Robin's Shanshu song. I think you mean Shanshu. And you gotta have faith.
That's right.
Baby!
Hashtag that goes GAK.
RSVP,
Sorry.
George Michael. I remember working as a mailman, trying not to tear up as I was biking through the city and listening to the final Potential Cast episode as Everlong came on as the ending song. That's just not fair. And I remember the first few times I sent in feedback and you guys tried multiple different pronunciations of my name before arriving at the current one, which is still not how my name is actually pronounced, but I've grown accustomed to it. Haha. Oh, Tomas.
Sorry, man.
I'm sure I could think of a million more things, but I'll stop there so as to not monopolize all of your time. I'll just say this. Potential Cast was one of the very first podcasts I started listening to, and you guys have been with me through so much. I will miss you. See you in another life, brothers and sisters. Peace. Tomasz. P.S. What's a palmolive? And do you think there's a connection between Ben and Gabby?
Wait.
Awesome.
All right. This one's from Ray. First off, I want to congratulate you guys on making it to the end. 254 episodes in total of Buffy and Angel is an impressive feat. I also wanted to thank you for letting me guest on 3 episodes of Redemption Cast. I never was quick enough signing up to get any of my real favorites, but always had a blast nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
I was glad to hear Kim say during last week's podcast that as a whole, she liked Angel better than Buffy. Even though I love both shows, I think Angel is the better show myself and feel like is the extreme minority opinion among the fan base. So I always like to hear someone else jumping on that bandwagon. Buffy is basically a superhero show, and she has monsters to slay. Whether they were episodic monsters of the week, they were metaphors for growing up, or the big bads of the season, our hero was always there to save the day in the end. The definitive ending that Chosen gave to us felt right to me in that context. The superhero defeats all the monsters and closes the Hellmouth. She wins. It's very black and white. I prefer the darker shades of gray that Angel offers. Buffy is a good person and knows it, but Angel's inner struggle with the demons of his past and quest for redemption just feels much more interesting and complex to me. Angel's greatest enemy is the struggle within himself. After Angel went beige in season 2 and came out the other side after the elevator ride with Holland Manners, the show told the audience that it wasn't about winning or losing, but fighting the good fight and helping the helpless. You can never truly win over evil. It will always exist, but fighting on the side of good and helping people is worth it in the end. That's why Angel's more ambiguous series ender felt perfect for this particular show and is kind of a microcosm of why I like Angel better overall. I think the journeys that Wesley and Cordy go on through Angel are my favorite 2 character arcs on either show. And I grew to love Fred as much as any of these supporting characters on Buffy, mostly because of Amy Acker. Although I do think the highs of Buffy are probably higher than the highs of Angel as far as individual episodes. Hush, Once More of a Feeling, and The Body are all better than any one episode of Angel, but I like Angel better as a whole. I guess I'll rank the seasons and give a couple of thoughts on them. Number 1, season 5. I just love the way the show feels like it takes place feels now that it takes place at Wolfram Hart. I think this twist was brilliant by the writers and gave the show new life. I love Lindsay's shocking return and adding Spike and Harmony to the mix. So many amazing episodes. You're welcome. Hole in the World and Shells are 3 of the most heartbreaking episodes, and the deaths of Cordy and Fred are both incredibly well done and powerful. Smile Time and The Girl in Question are hilarious, and Not Fade Away is both heartbreaking and empowering, and the perfect ending for the series. Heck, even Connor is likable in this season during his 2 appearances. It starts a little slow, but the back 2/3 of the season are really great, and the Angel Spike dynamic changes the show, but in a very fun way. Number 2, season 2. The Darla storyline in this season is just great. I love the history and chemistry between Angel and Darla as characters. This is when the show broke away from the formulaic case of the week structure from season 1, where it was just about supernatural detective agency with a different case every week. Angel going beige, letting Darla and Drusilla eat the lawyers in Holland's basement, and then firing the team really put the show on a new path. Plus, the season finished with the awesome trip to Pylea story.
Who's
Who
snoring?
fell asleep?
Kim.
Kim's asleep.
It's
Oh.
asleep.
I'm just bored.
Oh. No way.
Sorry.
Kidding.
Uh,
I fell asleep.
No.
Biggest
never change.
Biggest complaint for me is having Kate stick around too long. She was a
Yeah.
relic of that original season 1 structure. It didn't need to be around any longer. There were still some bad standalone episodes, though, like Zombie Cops and the guy who tried to freeze time mid-orgasm. Yuck.
Ew.
Whoa.
You remember that?
No.
Blocked it.
He was gonna freeze time mid coitus
Mhm.
or mid O face.
Mhm.
Oh.
Good
Yeah,
times.
kind of just like that.
Yeah. We're like,
Exactly. Oh.
His third is season 3. Highlights include pregnant Darla developing a soul and then staking herself to save her child, Fred joining the team, Cordy stepping up as both a badass and a love interest for Angel, Holtz, Sajan, and Lila, all being great fools for the team, Wesley kidnapping Connor, then getting his throat slit resulting in his dark turn. All great stuff. Waiting in the Wings is probably my favorite episode of the season. Negatives were Justine, who annoyed me, and adult Connor for being annoying. Vincent Kartheiser just has that smug-looking,
Ugh.
punchable face.
Yes.
Number 4, season 4. The less said about Cordy and Connor, the better. Their weird pairing and evil Cordy in general doesn't really work at all and sort of drags the whole season down a bit. If you can forget about that, I do think there's a lot of great stuff too. Gwen Raiden is a solid new character. We get the returns of Angelus and Faith for a good run. I find the Jasmine brainwashing arc to be fun as well, but it's a very dark season. It stays depressing and never lets up. It makes it very hard to watch at times. And number 5, season 1. There's really good stuff. Doyle's sacrifice, Wesley's arrival, 2 times Buffy visits, Faith's redemption arc, and the finale. But the series took some time to find its footing, and there was some bad case of the week episodes. She, Expecting, I Fall to Pieces, Sensitivity, etc. It's very up and down, but the highlights are great. Well, that's it. Thanks for doing this show and giving us hours of entertainment and always giving me a reason to revisit these shows. It was so much fun to experience through the eyes of the newbies and getting to join in this community on Facebook. Now, Numfar, do the dance of joy. Ray. Thank you, Ray, for that
Thank
novel.
you, Ray. Thank you all for putting such thought into your
Wow.
feedback.
Seriously.
Yeah. I have Carol's email here ready to go.
Carol, go for it.
Carol.
Carol's email is entitled, "Thank you for a great run." Oh, I haven't run in over a year, Carol, but I appreciate the sentiment. Dear former potentials and experts, although I have not been commenting lately, I appreciate all the hard work it took you to get it all done. I was with you from the first episode and loved to see you discover Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. I had introduced friends to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but never gotten to have the kind of in-depth conversation with them that you were able to. I laughed with you and sometimes yelled at you from the safe distance of my car, but always enjoyed listening. You were not the first podcast I guested on, but the guest spots I did were a great experience. Finally, because of your podcast, I met many of the people I consider my podcasting friends, people who my life would be much poorer without. Thank you all, Carol. P.S.
Aw.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer is still my favorite over Angel.
Yay.
Carol, I'll see you next year in
Nice.
New York.
Do we have any more emails, Robin? I have a few more comments in the YouTube chat.
One last one from Nutty. Nutty writes, I lost continuity, I think she means to write, with Angel in season 4 to 5 due to in real life issues. Not having a home really gets in the way of live TV watching. I had a place by the end of season 5, and I remember watching the last 2 episodes with a friend helping me with the bits I didn't see. Later, I went back and saw what I missed, but it's not the same as being able to watch from the beginning to the end as I did with Buffy. Granted, I missed some with Buffy too, but not as much. I'm really glad I got to experience Kim finishing the series. It's like I got to experience it with her. To me, Buffy was more of an impact, but Angel was great in my opinion because it wasn't just a spinoff having a fraction of the original viewers, but it was its own show. I knew people who only watched Angel and couldn't get into Buffy at all. Angel was a very different spinoff for that reason and upped the bar of what spinoffs should be. Also, I want to thank all the hosts from all the years, all the people who edited and hosted the files, and thank you all for giving us not just this podcast, but this whole podcast format. Thanks. Thank you, Nutty, and thank you for all the help you've been giving me.
Right. In the YouTube chat, we have Buffy Summers asks, will there be a reunion special when Illyrio finishes season 5? Here is what I was going to try to do. I was going to, at the very least, submit some commentary episodes to Robin.
Yeah.
And that just didn't end up happening. But now that this is over and there's even less time pressure, I think that may actually happen. I may just, since I'm going to have to get the episodes through my uncle anyway, I think that I'll probably just record myself while I watch them and then just send, Robin the audio and he can upload it.
Totally fine. The feed's always open.
Maybe we could just have those pop up in the feed every once in a while. I don't have an issue with watching season 5. I actually look forward to it, especially considering some of the crazy stuff that I did.
Oh my God.
Because I'm almost 44, I probably will remember very few of these details.
And if you have one of those times when you're like, oh my God, I have to talk to somebody about this. I mean, me and Steph are here for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Bianca adds one more thing. You are all responsible for me incorporating SOD into my lexicon. No one ever knows what the hell I mean.
I know. I say it all the time. Like everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Who the hell is Pat? I've met several Pats, I guess. Rob says, going to miss you guys. I met my now wife just as you started, and she was watching with the potentials for a while before getting impatient and he adds, because of your podcasts, I got to spend a couple of years as a newbie on ObserverCast. We didn't make it to the end, though. I hope you all keep us updated on any rewatches and other life events.
Aww.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like Buffy and Angel is not relevant right now. But with the reboot, whatever,
be a thing, yeah.
Buffy, I feel like in the next little while, people will start watching Buffy again.
Probably.
Is that it?
I think so.
Wow.
Hey, everybody, I'm going to take a moment to say something that I think is important. It's important to be aware that if ever you experience difficulty with how you're feeling or how happy you are or how unhappy you are or miserable you are or any of that stuff, first you need to know that your feelings are real. They count and they matter, and they are not figments of your imagination, but they don't necessarily represent reality. And you should talk to someone, and you should do the most brave thing you could ever possibly do, which is make yourself vulnerable and say, hey, I'm not doing so hot. And then go ahead and be amazed as people can show you love and empathy in ways that you had never known. So take care of yourselves and be good to yourselves, and please love yourself, and not in that way.
I mean, is it out of the question?
Yeah, completely out of the question. And if you're having trouble quitting masturbating, just eat some cereal. Cereal was invented as a cure for masturbation, everyone.
That's true. Cornflakes, right?
Yeah, cornflakes, indeed. Thanks, everybody, for giving me the opportunity to participate in something that was so really a huge part of my life and was my favorite part of the week, or the every other week, or every month, or every quarter, depending on the frequency. And I have missed being on the horn with all you guys, and I've missed, just having that pre-show excitement and getting things ready. And oh my God, all the hoops I jumped through to try and get all the audio played through the mixer and all that ridiculousness.
Thank you so much for doing the live show.
It was so much fun, man. It was so great. I love you guys. And yeah, I don't know who Pat is.
All right. Gabby, do you want to say anything before we go? I mean,
This is just so surreal to me as everybody keeps talking and thinking about all the things all these years. 8 years. That is bonkers.
Yeah.
That is bonkers. And there's been so much myself and my life is completely different than it was 8 years ago. It is insane. And this all just started as just a hobby where y'all were like my podcasting rock stars. I've said that before. And I get to just watch TV and chit chat with you guys. And it still blows my mind that there are people that listen to the 4 and 5 of us just bullshit about a TV show. And I to think that we helped people and made them laugh or angered people, which I'm sure I did. You know, just bringing some kind of emotion and filling somebody's ear holes, and that is, it still blows my mind, and it makes me, and I can't believe that I haven't been on this in so long. It just seems literally like last month. And it's been several years. My mind's blown, guys, and I'm gonna miss you all, and thank you. This has really been a lot and means a lot to me.
Well, you don't have to miss us.
we're here.
We're here all the time.
I know. I just, it didn't really hit me what a big part of my life was being all selfish. What a big part of my life this has been, and I'm happy to have been able to be a part of it. Thank you so much.
And that's why I was like, you kept on like emailing us saying, "Oh man, I don't know how much I'm going to offer." Like, fucking people love you, man. So,
well, I am awesome as fuck. So,
and she's going to be checking all your receipts in the potential spoilers group. So, watch yourselves.
Yes.
Anything else?
They don't trash talk us. I was hoping they would, but
I wouldn't stand for
whatever.
that.
Was that someone's Instant Pot?
It's my cookies are done.
Okay.
Kim, do you want to say anything before we go?
Well, I'm shocked that I didn't get too spoiled because the show's been out forever, and there are a lot of things that I could have been spoiled on, but I didn't, and yeah, I honestly can't believe I stuck around for 8 years. I really didn't know. I didn't think I'd be the true Slayer, but I ended up being just that. Yeah, I really don't know what else I can add that I didn't say our last episode. But yeah, it was it's been a ride, man. Thanks.
And I mean, Steph is checking her cookies right now.
Is that a euphemism?
She's not tossing them, hopefully.
Okay.
No, it's fitting for this because that cookie dough is now cooking.
Oh my
Our
God!
cookies are done. Bravo, Kim. Bravo.
You can finally date Angel. So, Steph, did you want to say anything? Like anything referring to tying up Angel at all, or?
No, I
was just thinking about, fuck, you know what? I never realized how much Steph was into torture porn. And you just said tying up angels. So go on, Steph.
Yes, that's my favorite part. But yeah, I mean, I love y'all. I have enjoyed getting together with you all over the years. And I hope that, Gabby, this is not the end. We'll always be friends and we'll always get together.
Yes. I'll see you in July.
Yes, July. And maybe, Kim, one day we can come to Canada.
I'd love to go to Toronto.
Anytime,
yeah.
guys.
Meh. There's more room here.
I'd love to go to Montreal again. Probably more.
Hey man, I got room. You guys just let me know.
Hey, Illyrio, Edward would want to come visit you.
Yes, please. Just get passports and come on over.
I finally got a passport.
Woo!
Okay, so I first have to thank all four of you for doing this podcast with me. You know, even if you hung out for a couple seasons, it was more than like I really wanted to podcast with you guys, and luckily they made a spin-off show in order for that to happen. So thank you for humoring me for years. Really appreciate your friendship, and yeah, it's just been awesome. I love the show, and I want to tell people, like, if you love the shit out of something, you know, just love the shit out of it, and it's okay, you know, because you know, no opinion of anything can change how much something means to you. So, and also on the other side of it, nobody's great opinion of something means that you have to just all of a sudden super love it as well. So I think that's something that maybe IntroCast can teach us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I thank Steph for creating this format and being the mother of us all. And you're the best. And
I concur.
So,
Especially when she's had a few.
Yeah.
so when everybody's ready,
Yeah.
Firefly.
I'm ready now. No, I'm not. But I wish I was, because I love that show. Hey.
Hey.
Here's a controversial opinion.
Uh-huh.
Firefly would not have been such a huge monumental phenomenon if they hadn't been canceled after the first season. So I think that's definitely going to be part of
That would be a
what
good
I have to say
conversation. Mhm.
when we start doing that show.
Illyrio,
What up?
I forgot to tell you,
Yeah.
Adam Baldwin guests at the end of season 5.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
Making the Firefly trifecta.
Lovely. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to separate.
It's okay. I know. It's I don't know. Anyway, we could talk for hours about separating the art from the artist.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a bit of a Buffy Summers has a statement. Steph's done baking, and then a question.
Yay.
Hey Robin, when is RedemptionCast happening?
RedemptionCast.
What is RedemptionCast?
That would be when I finally decide to just make people watch Alias with me and find a whole bunch of newbies to watch. And,
I had to do it.
God.
I thought it had to do with like bald men and what they preferred in prison. But anyway,
no, that's like one of the many podcasts that I've pitched. I don't know. I'm gonna be binge watching with Steph. We don't want to wait.
Oof.
We'll be binging for the time. We're actually gonna be starting Veronica Mars next week. So
wow,
join in for that.
Cool. All right.
And eventually Gilmore Girls.
The Gilmore Girls, yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Well, on that bombshell,
We'll be back, guys. Come on.
good night.
Good night.
Namaste.
Bye.
Later.
Let's go to work.
Let's go to work.
I'm going to stop the broadcast now. Not the podcast by
Did
Colleen
you
and her
say
friends,
let's go to
but
work before, Robin?
You're goddamn right I did, Kim.
I know you said it at the last episode, but did you say it like randomly throughout the series?
I don't.
Oh,
I
that's
see what you're saying.
funny.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
You
Stopping
should've.
broadcast.